Hi, this is Sam Black with Abzan, Aggro, and Standard. I'm going to mulligan this one land hand on the draw. My opponent is also mulliganed, and this hand looks a lot better. Probably my weakest 2-drop, but I have a solid curve here. It looks like I'm playing against Jeskai Ascendancy combo. Should be an interesting match. I think the sideboard of this deck is really well positioned for this matchup. I get to bring in enchantment removal and additional discard, in addition to just being set up to have a fast clock and Thoughtseize. I don't know that this hand is great in this matchup, but it's not terrible. Not really sure what's going on with my controls here. So this is a turn where I might lose, or you might do nothing. I think I want to try to get Sorin up to ultimate as a way to deal with the Caryatid. I think in addition to just putting more power into play now with haste, that's my fastest way to get to the point where he can't win. I've made him burn a Retraction Helix on the Sorin. I still get to hit him for half his life total, which is always a good amount. Oh, right. More than half his life total. So now he has to go off or use more resources to not lose on my next turn. And having just spent a Retraction Helix, I imagine that's going to be harder. And this doesn't do anything immediately for the most part. So I think he's in trouble. So if I bestow Herald on air, then it goes up to 6 power plus 1 when attacking is 7 power plus 1 for mana offense is 8 power, and it's lethal if you can't deal with it. Okay, or my opponent can just concede. So I'm going to want to bring in Erase and Despise. Bile Blight is not great, but strictly better than Hero's Downfall. Ulcerate actually seems like the best removal spell because my life total doesn't matter and it kills all of his guys. What are my... Let's see, is there anything that's just clearly too slow? Rakshasa Death Dealer might be my least aggressive card left, which is a pretty good place to be. Or Abzan Charm. Maybe Abzan Charm is worse than Bile Blight. Yeah, I think if I have a bunch of discard, it's going to be hard for him to necessarily have Caryatid, so removal will relevantly disrupt him. and I think that's better than having Abzan Charm, which is basically just a 2/2 haster for 3, which is not great. It only works if I have another guy attacking, and it's weak against Retraction Helix. Oh, and I accidentally cut Mana Fenza, which I did not mean to do. Let's play it like this. Mulligan my 1-land hand. I think my deck is good enough against him that I don't have to keep like any hand with a way to interact with him. I have enough cards that interact that I can look for a good hand that can interact with him. This hand can't interact with him, but it is aggressive and I have a temple and I definitely don't want to go to 5, so I'll keep this. Don't want Siege right now. It's one of my weakest cards and I don't have the mana for it. And I get one anyway. I'm going to cast Policeman Lion here because it is attacking for more than Arrow of the Wilds. Alright, this looks like a game I'm going to lose for sure. And that's fine. Sometimes they just have it. So now we just see what he has. Voyage Satyr is not the most impressive thing he could have done there by a long shot. So I guess I just play another creature and pass. And he should be able to kill me now that he has 2 mana guys and Just Guy's Tendency. Now most of his spells are free. And they're carroted because he just doesn't have any spells. Wow, just creature flooded. Well, I'll just attack again. My opponent's going to end up going to 1 here, which means that lands don't tap for mana, which means that the Voyaging Satyr doesn't tap for mana. So my opponent no longer has 2 mana guys functionally. Which is a bad spot for him to be in. I guess Voyage and Satyr taps for colorless, which is somewhat relevant because it means that spells that cost 1 and a colorless are free, but alright, that was not a very respectable showing by the Jeskai Ascendancy deck.